All right, hello again, everybody. Lance Russell with Dave Brown and Corey Macklin, ready to go. Ooh, what a day we have got today. I love it.
Listen to the first match that we got coming up here today. We got PG-13 in the ring going against Tommy Rich and Gorgeous George III. That just gives you an idea of the beginning of things
For
here
an
today.
opener, you betcha.
In addition to that, Miss Texas is going to be along. A few words from Miss Texas. Also, we've got several other things going on. Got a brand new tag team in this area that we're going to introduce everyone to. Many wrestling fans already familiar with Eric Watts and Chad Fortune. They'll be along right here today. Brian Lee will be here. Prime Time is here, along with Bill Dundee, Brian Christopher, and some interesting news coming up.
We've got a pairing, and they're going to be going against the Gambler and Brickhouse Brown today. Bill Dundee and Brian Christopher as partners against the Gambler and Brickhouse Brown. What a strange pairing.
Yeah, we'll explain that a little later, I guess.
Yeah,
huh?
they ended up winning that two-ring situation and ended up as partners. They were both inside on ring number one and ended up as partners. I cannot imagine the way they feel about each other. Hey, we got things to do, and by golly, I'll tell you what, you're going to enjoy all the wrestling action that we've got. Plenty of big action yet to go, and we're going to be taking a look at it. I tell you, let's get ready for it, as we're going to be coming back here with the PG-13 match in just a moment, as Wildfire Tommy Rich is going to be coming out here. Here he is right now. Yep. Here's somebody that's kind of familiar.
Never in my life, Lance Russell. Everybody's seen it took 3 of them to beat me Monday night. I'm talking about Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, and Brian Christopher. Well, let me tell you boys something. I've got a little bomb I'm going to drop on the USWA, you, and all these stinking people.
Wait, you're going to drop a bomb on us? I tell you, I think a bomb been dropped right on you sometime. It's where that wildfire comes from. We're going to take our time out here and be back in just a moment. Ready to go with the match.
Now, eating at McDonald's gets you the biggest break ever.
I won! Yes!
It's the Monopoly game, only at McDonald's. With over 50 million prizes, it's supersized excitement.
I won a Dodge Viper!
Shopping sprees, cruises.
Sega Game Gear with Sonic Triple Trouble.
Get a game piece on these favorites like a medium soft drink. Win big instantly, or collect a Monopoly and win. So go directly to McDonald's and eat, play, win.
$1 million!
Have you had your break today?
Jury's kicking as a
32. Redouble his power.
Whoa! Just stick it in your genesis. Let's go! Leg up!
Romeo, Juliet, let's try it again.
Again? Art thou bored?
Yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim. Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim.
The Arkansas Federal Visa MasterCard is now available to you.
I've got one.
You do not have to be rich and famous to carry this lowest rate credit card.
I have one too.
As shown in Money Magazine, the Arkansas Federal Visa MasterCard is ranked the #1 credit card in the country. Arkansas Federal is committed to being the #1 credit card, unlike other companies that try to lure you in by offering low interest rates and then automatically increasing them 5 to 10% after a few months.
I've got one too.
Arkansas Federal, in addition to the constant low interest rates, offers a 25-day grace period, balance transfer, up to $10,000 credit line, easy access to ATMs, 24-hour-a-day service. Get the real lowest rate credit card from Arkansas Federal. Call 1-800-477-3348 for your free application form. Stop paying more money than you should. Call 1-800-477-3348 to get your application sent to you today.
Brickhouse Brown and the Gambler, man. PG-13's got something to say. You know, you're supposed to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run, all that stuff the Gambler says. Well, let me tell you something. PG-13, we ain't never ran from nobody. And maybe we should have held them last week on your little gambling deals. Well, let me tell you something else, Jack. PG-13 is going to be in the house. We're going to take our belts back. And you got your ace in the hole, Gorgeous George, where you stick your nose in again, it'll get hit.
Okay, we're ready for USWA Championship Wrestling right here today. Our opening bout is one fall, 10-minute time limit. Tag team action here on USWA Championship Wrestling. Making their way to the ring area now at a combined weight, 478 pounds.
That's Russell. I've got another thing I'd like to say. I've already done my time with PG-13. I want Brian Christopher. I want Bill Dundee. I don't even care nothing about these two stinking little geeks.
Wait a minute, Tommy. The match is scheduled with you and Georgia.
Brian Christopher, Bill Dundee. I ain't got nothing to do with Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee.
Maybe you better check and find out what the match was scheduled to be before you start telling.
Stinking USWA now. I want Dundee and I want Christopher. I don't care nothing about that.
Well, I understand what you want, Tommy. We can't help it either. The match is scheduled. You and Gorgeous George III going against PG-13. Now, why don't you do what you're supposed to do and get up there in the ring and stop fighting?
I got something for y'all.
Yeah, you got something. I'll bet, man. I want to see exactly what that's going to be. As we're waiting now for the appearance. Corey, let's go ahead.
Okay, combined weight 478 pounds. From Atlanta, Georgia, Tommy Wildfire Rich. And his partner from Hollywood, California, Gorgeous George III. Their opponents today, a combined weight of 397 pounds. Wrestling from the hood, JCI, Sir Wolfie D, PG-13. Bill Rush is the official referee, and Lance and Dave, we're ready to go with it, fellas.
Well, we're ready to go over here, but Tommy Rich is still strolling around the studio. He's upset because he doesn't have Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee. That's who he's got his gripe with. They ended up in that two-ring triple chance tag thing with Brian and Dundee, unbelievable as it was, and it was Tommy Rich ending up with Jerry Lawler on his side of the ring, and so that's what he's screaming about. It took three of them to beat me. Starting out, Wolfie D and Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George III looks like he's may have to carry the brunt of the battle here today because Tommy is totally preoccupied with the fact that he doesn't have Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee as opponents today. Gorgeous George III with Wolfie D back in the corner. Headbutt to the midsection. Upper arm. Wolfie whipped into the rope. Oh, he catches himself. Reverses. And Gorgeous George III finds himself bouncing on the mat a couple of times. Wolfie D, a PG-13, trying to take control of this match quickly from Gorgeous George III. There's a tag, and here comes Jamie. J.C. Ice coming in. They double up. Little celebration as they drop down with the elbow. A cover, 1, 2, nope, only a 2 count. I thought they might have had a quick victory right there with Tommy Rich still sulking over in the corner.
He is sulking indeed. Dave, I'll tell you one thing. Every time I see PG-13, you just cannot put enough emphasis on the fact of how fast these guys are and what a difference it makes in the match. They make up for that lack of big giant size. There's the tag, so here comes Rich. He's in the ring. Buries a right hand right in the side. J.C. Ice drops down with the elbow on it. And Rich, irritated, easy to see, belly to belly, suplex 1, 2, and J.C. kicks out right at the last minute. They need some of that speed now, bud.
Boy, they sure do. Tommy Rich, he's upset and looks like he's going to try to take it out a little bit on PG-13. He's over to the corner. A hard tag. Man, he really slapped the hand of Gorgeous George III. He about knocked him down on the tag.
I was thinking that he was trying to take it out on, whoa, another 2 count. I was thinking he was trying to take it out on Gorgeous George, the way he tagged him in there. There's a little gentler tag.
Yeah, but not much. Gorgeous George holds J.C. Ice up. Tommy Rich nailed him. Now he makes another quick tag. And right to the rib cage. Gorgeous George III lands a right hand. Pulls up the knee. Tommy Rich still complaining over here. J.C. rolls it down. He didn't get him. He had only a 2 count. I thought he might have him again. Second time in the match that they have been very close. PG-13 has been very close to a victory, but not yet. They're still battling in there, and JC in trouble now as he's back in the corner, Richard George.
Rich with that style of wrestling which says rough and tumble is the thing. Look at him dropping down on JC Ice, not staying in very long, though, Dave.
That's true, and you know, that's wise tag team tactics. They got JC so that he can't make it to the corner. Quickly get Gorgeous George third back in there. Keep the fresh man in the ring as much as you possibly can when you got two teams that are rather evenly matched. That could make the difference in whether you win or lose it when the final bell sounds.
Gorgeous George III trying to hold on to that reverse chin lock, unable to do it. JC into the rope, pounds out, count of 1, 2. That's about the 5th 2 count we've had already in this match. What a scrambler this son of a gun is.
There's Tommy Rich, boot across the collarbone. JC Ice in trouble as Tommy Rich drops down with a lower leg across the throat. Wolfie D watching the action back in the corner. There's Rich. You can see the vengeance he has. He is not happy at all here today.
Boy, I'm telling you. You know, we've said it. Oh, JC gets him off one, and that's all they got. Tag on Wolfie D. Here comes Wolfie. He hammers Rich, knocks him down. Same thing to Gorgeous George III. And look at Wolfie. Back and forth as JC picks up Gorgeous George III. Wolfie whips Tommy over, goes up for the monkey flip. Tommy dumps him down, feet on the rope. 1, 2, and the referee says, whoa, 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 whoa. You got your feet on the rope. Keep them off. He was trying to go for the pin. He pushes the referee, turns around. Hey, Tommy, where are you going, Tommy? Tommy Rich walking out, and they end up getting a pin 1, 2, 3 on George.
Gorgeous George III is pinned as his partner Tommy Rich got disgusted with something, shoved the referee, and walked out of there. I think he was unhappy the referee wouldn't count, even though he had both feet on the ropes. Unfair advantage and an illegal advantage over JC.
He's done it so much, he thinks that's legal, and he gets into the way his mind works. We're going to take a break now, and we'll be back with more action in just a moment.
Today's harder-working engines need Castrol GTX, the motor oil that provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because if your oil breaks down, what's next? Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown.
You know those people at Radio Shack? Those friendly, knowledgeable people you rely on? The people who help you figure it all out and explain how to hook things up and make them work? Those people who help you find your way through the maze of modern technology. Ever wonder how they get that way? They start young. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Looking for a certain color?
Oh, I love them all. The way the milk chocolate melts in my mouth.
Not in your lovely hand.
Well, I'm a bit partial to red.
The color of passion. I thought that was green. Nah, that's just a myth. A what? Myth.
You ever wanted to play guitar? Well, here's the best way to do it. You can play guitar as fast, it's easy, it's fun, and you'll be playing your first song the first day. But this is no gimmick day. It's the only course endorsed by Fender Guitars, and the reviews are excellent. You can play guitar, get you playing great songs right away. Each lesson teaches you a few chords or a technique, and then you practice by playing a major hit song that uses those skills right along with the band on the video. And you'll be playing all kinds of music. Either video's just $29.95 with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Order the full course and we'll also include this 60-minute cassette recording of drum tracks for rehearsing and writing your own songs. A $14.95 value, free with both videos. So dust off that old guitar or borrow one or rent one and call now because we guarantee it. If you want to play guitar, you can play guitar.
A match coming up. We had hoped to get a word or two from him on the way to the ring, but the head of security has stopped by out here. Jimmy Harris, I trust that everything is secure. And if you would, please bring him on out so we can talk to him and keep this thing rolling.
Dave Brown, the problem is I say when it's time for prime time to come out. Week after week, the USWA has tried to hold down primetime Brian Lee. Well, guess what? It hasn't happened yet. It will not ever happen. Jimmy Harris is in charge, and I've got everything under control. So now that I am ready, I give to you your favorite wrestler and my cousin, primetime Brian Lee.
Well, here he is, primetime Brian Lee with the USWA heavyweight title in hand.
You have that right, Dave Brown. First of all, I want to say, Jim, can you take care of all these rednecks out here? You know, it's not like me to come out here and get interrupted like the rest of these bumpkins.
They're free to say whatever they want, and their opinion is maybe not what you want to hear.
Don't look surprised. Don't look surprised. Primetime Brian Lee is, once again, the USWA champion. You know, Brian Christopher ran around, and he tried to steal the belt from me, but you know, as head of security over here, he's watching Primetime's back.
Yeah.
And you know, Primetime Brian Lee is a people's champion.
Well, if you're a people's champion, the people, I think, I think they would like you to give Brian another shot at it.
Dave Brown, first of all, I don't care what you think. I don't care what these stinking rednecks think. All I care about is this belt, Primetime Brian Lee getting paid, and my man here, Big Jim, watching my back. If Brian Christopher wants another shot, we got elimination matches coming up. Is that what we have? What is it?
That's right. It's coming up this week. There's no doubt about that.
Well, Brian Lee, like I said, I'm not just a closet champion. I'm the man, and I'll give anybody a shot at the title. You hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Why are you standing there dumbfounded?
I hear what you're saying. Whoever wins the elimination match, but I think a lot of folks would have thought it would have been good to go ahead.
If Chris is big enough to win the match, then he can have a shot at it. I don't care who it is, all comers. Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee. If you want to put some tights on Dave Brown, you jump up there. But I'm going to tell you this, Primetime Brian Lee is the marquee player, and the sooner you learn it, the better off you'll be. I'm out of here.
There's no doubt he's tough. Primetime Brian Lee. He is the champion. He can claim to be the people's champion and then ignore what the people want if he wants to. Let's go to the ring and Corey.
Okay, Dave, we're ready for our next battle. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. First introducing 217 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Corey Williams. His opponent today is the USWA heavyweight champion, standing at 287 pounds from Orlando, Florida. Primetime Incorporated, Primetime Brian Lee with his head of security. We're ready for our next battle.
Primetime Brian Lee set to go. This is a non-title match, but he is the champion right now. Claims to be the people's champion. I'm not so sure from what he had to say a few minutes ago. I think he's much more interested in maybe dodging a match with Brian Christopher as long as he can.
Well, I think what he really was telling the truth when he said the only thing I'm interested in is the belt and getting paid, and that's just about the truth of the matter. He didn't care what the people think. Whoa, Corey Williams just got tattooed by Primetime Brian Lee and a clothesline. I mean, he turned him over. Corey, a very aggressive, hard-working young guy. But this son of a gun is just a little overmatched, I believe, Mr. Dave.
Yeah, the problem is he's very hard-working, but he's given away just too much size and experience. The thing is, Primetime Brian Lee, he's been there. He's been in the championship matches. He knows the little things that can just hammer an opponent down, and that may be it. No, he picked him up at the count of two. I think he might have been able to get a 3 count right there. Hard to tell, but he didn't go for it. Ooh, out of the ring.
Right straight through the ropes and out of the ring. Not over the top rope, but he kept himself legal. And look at Jimmy Harris. That's ridiculous. He's out here kicking him in the stomach while the referee's tied up with Prime Time, then throws him back in. And he whips him across the ring. Big 360 power slam. Down goes Corey Williams. Prime Time up on that second rope gate. Now he cuts it off. Drops down with the knee, and I believe if he wants it, that's going to be all everything. 1, 2, 3. He got it.
It's all Primetime Brian Lee as he gets the victory. Now watch out. Jimmy Williams, head of security, jumps in the ring right there. Passes that, whatever it is, collapsible baton. I don't know what it is, but it's tough. Let me tell you, now Williams holding up Corey Williams. Primetime Brian Lee nails it.
Yeah, and that's supposed to make him a bigger, tougher guy by doing something like that. I mean, I just don't understand the thinking of it. You beat up on a kid up there like that.
Take out the garbage. Primetime's through.
Yeah, you're through, all right. You and Jimmy Harris, your head of security in there, is Corey Williams. Okay, we're going to see if we can't add a little bit more pleasant atmosphere here by calling out a lady who absolutely has turned on the crowd everywhere she's been. She is an outstanding athlete, and right at the moment she's suffering in the throes of a losing streak, but it hadn't been all the way that you would like to hear some people talk about. We're talking about Miss Texas. We were just saying you've been having plenty of trouble with downtown Bruno and uptown Karen.
You know what? Ever since I've been to USWA, I have never lost a match. But now I lost 2.
That's right.
Karen didn't beat me, Bruno did. But this week, I got Karen in a back alley street fight. And Bruno is banned from ringside, so there's no way I can lose.
Well, you absolutely have been sensational in these back alley street brawls, and when you get Bruno banned from ringside, then that ought to increase your chances to get Karen in there 101. Oh, here he comes. All right, Bruno.
Miss Texas, listen to me. If you keep running your mouth about me, your teeth are going to be banned from your mouth. You understand? First of all, I didn't cost you no matches. I didn't cost you nothing. You can't wrestle. You can't do nothing. Uptown Karen is the new future of ladies wrestling in the USWA. Why don't you face it? You're a washed-up hog, hag, has-been, nothing happening. You can't take nobody's clothes off.
Oh, she's starting on the back alley brawl already. Takes Bruno down to the floor, and here comes Karen. Nails her from behind with a forearm. As Bruno, now this is it. You're seeing exactly what is happening. The 2 losses. Here comes Bill Rush, Wolfie D, J.C. Ice out here as Miss Texas, with Bruno out here poking his finger and punching her. He is banned in this upcoming back alley brawl with Karen. So you can better believe it'll be a whole different story. This Texas being escorted out of here. We're going to take a break. Be back. We got some great things lined up for you in just a moment.
How close are you to all the sports you'd ever want to see? With Prime Star. Closer than you think. Prime Star has all the action you're looking for, plus lots of other great programming, all with digital picture and sound. And since Prime Star is a service, there's no equipment to buy. And it all starts at about $1 a day. So if you love sports, call 1-800-PRIME-STAR.
Mysterious machine has appeared in homes across America.
32. Redouble his power.
Go! Just stick it in your Genesis.
All right, baby.
Can we see that again?
32.
Let's go!
Increase the power of the unit 40 times.
Hey man, your set was stolen. Back up! Back up!
To be strong. To win, you've got to be smart. close. The few, the proud, the Marines.
They've been wrestling for a while, but they also pretty good history in football, and I see both of them wearing the U of L jackets of the Louisville Cardinals. Eric Watts and Chad Fortune, who are going to be facing some competition here in the next couple of days with another couple of good football players, talking about David Haskins and the legendary Marcus Dupree.
Well, we really appreciate the introduction, but let's get back into the background of exactly what we're about. We went to the University of Louisville. Not many people heard about the football tradition. By the time we left, we were in the top 20. We left with a winning tradition, a Fiesta Bowl championship. If you remember back, Alabama, big Alabama walked into Tempe, Arizona, smothered them 34-7. Now we're pro wrestling, and we're going to show you exactly what a winning tradition is in pro wrestling. My partner I brought in here, just a supreme athlete, two-sport player. Chad, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself, Austin?
That's right, the University of Louisville, a real school where they produce real athletes. Now let me tell you something. I was an All-American tight end. Played in Europe, played in the NFL. My man over here, great, outstanding quarterback.
Well, I'm hearing both of you, and I'm finding it difficult to disagree. What you say about the Fiesta Bowl win and all of that, that's great. We got a lot of fans, a lot of Louisville fans around, a lot of fans from other schools around, too. I mean, I'd be happy to hear all of this. But you're right, you guys have got a tradition. But I do want you to know that, you know, you've got some guys with pretty good tradition coming up. David Haskins was quarterback on a national championship team at Northwest Junior College in Mississippi. And he played at the University of Memphis, then known as Memphis State. Marcus Dupree is legendary. There are books written about him. Matter of fact, he's still playing football. So you're talking about some great players you got with opponents coming up this week.
Yeah, that's right. But like I said, we're going to bring in a winning tradition. We didn't come here, you know, Memphis State, I mean, the only school that I know to play basketball in a pyramid. We're not in Egypt, okay? This is what I want to talk to you about. David Haskins. Is it David Hasselhoff from Baywatch or David Haskins?
No, it's David Haskins.
Okay, from what I saw, they're about the same. I think he's a little potato, about so high. I'm not sure. I hate to brag, but 6'6", quarterback, that's what a quarterback looks like, okay? David Haskins, the last time we saw him, when the defense was running over him, and they took him back to the Pine where he came from to pick the splinters out. And then we got Marcus Dupree, which, hey, listen, I got to give it to him. Playing at the University of Oklahoma, I appreciate that. But then what do? I think he flunked out, and then he went to the USFL, which failed, and hurt his knee. And now he wants to be a pro wrestler? I mean, you can hurt your knee, Marcus. Marcus, hello! You can hurt your knee in wrestling. You're not a two-sport player. You're not Jordan. You're not Eric Watts. You're not Chad Fortune.
Well, Eric and Chad, I think maybe it's time to wrap this up because we're just going over the same ground right here. I guess it's only going to be settled in the ring. Marcus Dupree, David Haskins against you two guys coming up. Speaking of the ring, you've got a match against some other opponents coming up right here, right now. So let's see you in action. Let's see how you do in the sport of pro wrestling as opposed to the sport of collegiate football where, admittedly, both of these guys were successful.
Appreciate it.
All right, Eric, Chad. Here they go, headed to the ring right here, and here is Corey Macklin with the official introduction.
Okie-doke, Dave Brown, we're ready for it. One fall, 10-minute time limit, tag team action here on the USWA. First introducing at a combined weight, 456 pounds from Los Angeles, California, Kitty Kendall, and his partner from Atlanta, Georgia, Scott Stud. Their opponents today making their very first appearance in the USWA, coming in at a combined weight of 541 pounds. Wrestling from the University of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky, here are Eric Watts and Chad Fortune. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. Bill Rush is referee. We're ready for it, guys.
Okay, we've got it set up and ready to go, and I can tell you right now, they've got some pretty good competition in there that they're facing today.
No doubt about it. Kenny Kendall starting. Scott Stud waiting over in the corner as his partner. These two guys, the interview, I know we have a lot of fans around the Louisville area, and I don't have to tell you folks about U of L football and these two guys and what that program did during that period of time. some of you other fans around the nation, a lot of what they said was true regarding football. However, I think Eric said it, but he meant it maybe in a different way, but he was touching on the truth. Football and wrestling are two different things. They may run into a buzzsaw when they find David Haskins and Marcus Dupree in the ring later on.
Kenny Kendall starting out with Chad Fortune and a double maneuver in there with Scott Studd and Kenny Kendall as they take Eric Watts over and down and let them find out that the wrestling here is pretty tough. They don't call it the tag team capital of the world for nothing.
And the old quarterback, Eric Watts, trying to call timeout over here. Well, there's one thing right there we're going to have to emphasize. There's no timeout in wrestling.
No,
you gotta count to get back in that ring, and you better be there or you're history.
And there's the tag as Chad Fortune steps out and Eric Watts comes in. They're both big, big athletes, no doubt about that. They stand at least 6'3". Scott Studd takes a tag from Kenny Kendall as Watts wanted Studd. I hope he knows what he got because this guy can go. Kendall and Scott Studd, another couple of youngsters, and you always like to see that. The young athletes in there, they're vying with very few of those top spots. And right away, they're starting to buy with a couple of pretty good youngsters in there themselves, Studd and Kendall.
Great move by Scott Studd. A reversal on Watts over in the corner. Now look out, Chad Fortune grabs him from outside. They double up. Boy, I tell you, Watts and Fortune are both very tall wrestlers, and he made good use of it. Chad just reaching up on that top rope to pull Scott Studd down to the mat. There's a choke over here. Man using that middle rope to choke Scott Studd. Got in trouble. Head into the turnbuckle, back in the corner.
And I think many of the longtime wrestling fans are very well aware of the fact that Eric Watts is a second-generation wrestler. His dad was a two-sport man himself, Cowboy Bill Watts, who was not only a great football player, but a great champion, too, and a big, tough guy. Eric Watts takes a shot from Scott Studd and delivers another one back. They're trading some licks in there now as he goes in behind with that reverse chin lock on Scott Studd. And look how far they can reach out. Just looking at Fortune, you mentioned the size of these guys. He's almost can touch the middle of the ring.
That's true. They can get a tag from a long way off. You know, I don't want to leave the implication either here. Maybe I did in talking about them. These guys are not new to the sport of wrestling. Eric Watts and Chad Fortune, they've been doing some wrestling around, so it's not like this is their first match or anything. I didn't want to leave that impression for any fans who might not be familiar with it.
Hey, goes to Kenny Kendall. Hey, goes to Chad Fortune. Kendall out in a hurry, ripping with that forearm. Pounds it into Fortune. Into the ropes he goes. Fortune takes him back. In comes Eric Watts, and Scott Studd cuts him off. We've got all four of them in the ring. The elbow. Down goes Fortune as he is the legal man in the ring. Roll back up. Count of 1, 2, 3. Chad Fortune is pinned by Kenny Kendall, and the winner will be Kendall and Scott Studd as Fortune and Eric Watts find their first encounter in the USWA not a successful one.
And they've still got a very tough one to go, let me tell you about it.
Yeah, they're making it tougher than it was. I can tell you, across the ring they go. They're after Studd and Kendall, as I think they really are stunned and upset. A very quick move by Kenny Kendall got the win, and Scott Studd, Kenny Kendall now, out of the ring goes Studd over the top rope. Out goes Kendall on this side, and as if that's going to erase what happened in the official part of it. But they proved one thing, they're big, tough guys, but they also found out that there's some tough guys around here, and when they run up against Haskins and Dupree, they may find out that it continues the tough action.
All right. Well, an impressive match, and a very impressive one, although they don't feel very good right now for Scott Studd and Kenny Kendall.
Okay, we'll take time out and be back in just a moment.
I believe that people are basically good at heart. Just because somebody dials 0 to call collect doesn't mean he's a bad person. They're just misguided, product of their environment. They grew up dialing 0. Their parents probably dialed 0. Unfortunately, the people they call have to pay the price. If they had just dialed 1-800-COLLECT instead, a lot of hard-earned money would have been saved. That's where Phone Patrol comes in.
And
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
again, please.
Again?
Again.
Art thou bored?
Yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim. Turn to the spice. That beefy, juicy taste. Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim.
There's got to be a better way.
After a long drive, why drive around in a strange town looking for a place to stay at a fair price? Just call Our House, Guest House International, a cooperative of independently owned and operated hotels throughout the United States. We'll do our best to find you a clean and comfortable place to stay within your budget.
Be our guest at one of the guest house affiliates nationwide. If there's no room at the inn, or if there's not a guest house where you want to stay, we'll even try to find you a room at one of our competitors. No other hotel chain will do that for you.
After all, we want you to be our guest. No matter where you stay, just call us at 1-800-21-GUEST. That's 1-800-214-8378, and we'll do our best for you.
Remember, you're always welcome at Our House.
Make it another time. We
Lance
got the
Russell, I just want to say one thing. You know, it seems like there's a lot of dissension on the team of Brian Christopher and Dundee. Well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll whip one of them right now, or you get both of them out here, and I'll whoop both of them today right here on this TV.
Oh, you're challenging both of them out there. Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee. Tommy Rich says, I'll whip. Well, you're not scheduled out here. You didn't even want to wrestle when you're out. Boy, I'll tell you, it didn't take long for Dundee to accept that challenge as he starts in the ring going after Wildfire Tommy Rich. We had a tag match. Here comes Brian Christopher. We had a tag match with Dundee and Brian Christopher going against Brick Out. What is this?
Gilbert just threw powder at Brian Christopher's eyes over here. What's Gilbert doing out here anyway?
Doug Gilbert. We've seen a cloud of smoke. Christopher just got powdered, and now it's Gilbert with a DDT on Dundee. It's a 2-on-1 situation. As Doug Gilbert came out here from nowhere, and Rich dishing it down. Come on, can't we get this thing stopped?
They're working on Dundee's left arm. They're double teaming Brian Christopher down on the floor. Tommy Rich just kicked him to keep him out of the action. He's still trying to clear his eyes from the powder that was thrown in there. He's struggling to get into the ring. Look at what Rich is doing to that left arm.
Rich spinning on a leg lock on the left arm of Bill Dundee. And now Doug Gilbert stepping down on the boot. Here comes PG-13 out. Oh, great. Yeah, great. You beat him up. But you had Doug Gilbert out here to help you in there. You wasn't there by yourself. Boy, I gotta tell you. How many times have we seen exactly the same scenario with Rich and Doug Gilbert teaming up on somebody? Gotta have the odds in their favor to beat up. They weren't even supposed to be out here. Brian Christopher got blinded by Doug Gilbert. And now Bill Dundee, boy, he is nursing that arm. They worked on that left arm of Bill Dundee, and they were supposed to have a match against the Gambler in Brickhouse Brown. We were looking forward to that one. Can we move that up and go to another match? Okay. We're going to move the next match. David Haskins and the Yellow Jacket. Move it up into the segment. That's what they said. Okay. Well, leaves you a little irritated when you see things like that. But we got to move it on, and we got action for you right now. Let's go to the ring. Corey, it's the Yellow Jacket and Haskins. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
you
great.
got it.
We'll just move up here in action today. Our next bout, making his first appearance here in the USWA at 190 pounds. Here is the Yellow Jacket. And his opponent today, 234 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, David Haskins. All right, Bill Rush is referee, and Lance and Dave, we're ready for it.
Absolutely know nothing about the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, I don't either. First look at him in the USWA, David Haskins is a bigger man than the Yellow Jacket as far as physical size goes. And David Haskins, well, Yellow Jacket blocks the move there, but then David finds a way to get him off his feet and get him down to the mat. David Haskins, former football player. We talked about him earlier in the show with Eric Ross and Chad Fortune.
Good move there. As David was in a hammer, and he spun out with a leg scissors on it and pitched the Yellow Jacket straight down on his face. Yellow Jacket zeroes in with an elbow. David drops down in the air, and there's the slam. As Haskins scooped him up and dropped him down, misses an elbow. And the Yellow Jacket out of the way. He's one of these guys, usually, when you can see a guy who's been able to last in professional wrestling in this size, you can bet you he's got some speed. And he just used a little of it on David, drove him straight face first down into the mat. As the Yellow Jacket now goes to the corner, up on that second rope, and here he comes sailing out, drops down with that knee across Haskins.
David Haskins finding himself in trouble here against the Yellow Jacket. The Yellow Jacket trying to sting where he can. Coming from off the ropes, Haskins this time up on his feet. He sets, and the Yellow Jacket should not have tried that because Haskins nails him in the midsection as he was coming flying off the ropes. David Haskins sets, tackles, down on the mat, the Yellow Jacket. Haskins trying to take control once again. He had control early in the match. Yellow Jacket came on with a bit of a flurry. Haskins into the turnbuckles, moves out of the way. The Yellow Jacket bounced over the top rope by David Haskins. He was not thrown over the top rope. That would have been a disqualification. It was the momentum of the Yellow Jacket himself that took him over the top rope. Haskins waiting for it.
Referee giving David a little static about it. Sunset flip from on the outside. Haskins reverses it. 1, 2, 3, yes!
Very nice move by David Haskins. Very good match for David Haskins as he comes away with the victory. We're going to be back with more in just a moment.
Well, what have we here? Gentlemen, that gum's not going to wind up in the coin return, is it?
Nope.
Good. Who could tell me the proper procedure for making a collect call?
Dial 1-800-COLLECT.
Good. The word's out on the street.
Phone patrol.
Today's cars and trucks are more advanced than ever, but there is a price. Their harder working engines can wreak havoc on a motor oil, breaking it down almost immediately. That's why Castrol GTX provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, or your harder working engine could make things hard on you. Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown. Try Super Clean, the Tough Task Cleaner Degreaser from Castrol.
If you've ever wanted to tile a bath, repair a switch, or paper your kitchen like a pro, Call this toll-free number now, because we've assembled the essential steps from dozens of home time projects on this phenomenal 2-hour video with a handy on-screen index to help you find the steps you need fast. Quick Steps covers it all in the 14 job categories you need now. From plumbing and electrical to paint and wallpaper, you'll pick the right tools, make fewer mistakes, and finish the job on time. It'll help you upgrade every space in your home, from your kitchen and bath to your patio and deck. Try Quick Steps risk-free and also receive Common Home Repairs, an hour-long video that helps you tackle your household headaches once and for all. And you'll get it for a fraction of the price you pay for a service call. I guarantee you'll save double the cost of these videos after just 1 month, or we'll refund your money. Call 1-800-445-8700 to get these best-selling videos for just $24.95 plus shipping, direct from Home Time.
Okay, we're ready to go here on USWA Wrestling with our expiration
wait just
Bob,
a minute.
But here's
Corey.
Brian Christopher over Lance.
Yeah, wait just a second. Brian?
Corey, hold on just a second. Now, there's a match right here was scheduled supposed to be Brickhouse Brown and the Gambler against myself and Bill Dundee. But I hadn't talked to Bill Dundee back there, but everybody tells me that his shoulder is injured and he's not going to be able to be in this match right
They were
here.
trying to break his arm, no doubt.
Well, they say that he's not going to be able to wrestle today. So both members of PG-13 said they would love to be my tag team partner today, but one of them's a Dundee, so I chose Wolfie D. So right here it's going to be Brian Christopher and Wolfie D taking on Brickhouse Brown and the Gambler.
Okay, Brian Christopher making the announcement that Dundee is not going to be able to wrestle in this match that was scheduled against the Gambler and Brickhouse. Let's go back to Corey for the introduction.
Okay, first introducing on one side of the ring from Memphis, Tennessee, too sexy, Brian Christopher. And his partner from the hood, Wolfie D. Their opponents are the USWA Tag Team Champions, a combined weight of 453 pounds, wrestling from the Mississippi Riverboats, the Gambler, and his partner from Miami, Florida, Brickhouse Brown. Bill Rush, referee to my buddies, Lance and Dave.
Okay, bell time. We're ready to go. Wolfie D. Brian Christopher partnering against the Gambler and Brickhouse, Dave.
Indeed, the Gambler is going to be starting, and Brian Christopher starts for his team. Gambler, a little taller than Brian. From the riverboat, takes a swing at Brian and misses, and immediately finds out why that's a mistake, because Brian Christopher just turned and knocked him off his feet. I think not only was the Gambler stunned by the force of the blow, I think he was stunned because he didn't expect Brian to react quite so quickly, but he did. He's over to the corner and makes the tag. Brickhouse Brown says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of this." Brian Christopher waiting for it. Brickhouse Brown, tough veteran wrestler. He and the Gambler pairing up in the USWA just actually a few days ago, not that long ago. I'll tell you what, they've been together long enough that they've made an impression here, and they wear the USWA tag titles. A lot of fans not happy about that, but that's the case. Brian Christopher from Brickhouse Brown on the mat. Brickhouse on his feet. Brian rolls him down to the mat. Takes him down again with the arm, and now bars the left arm. Referee right there. Everything okay. Brian holds on, takes him over to the corner and makes the tag on Wolfie D. Wolfie D wrestling in the place of Bill Dundee, who had been scheduled to wrestle with Brian here today. I'm sure you were with us earlier. I hope you were, because let me tell you, if you weren't, you missed the discussion of how this tag team of Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee got together in the first place, and neither one of them are too happy about it.
Oh, they're not happy at all about it. And one of the biggest worries that I had originally when I saw them scheduled in here today is they were going to end up breaking down, fighting among themselves. I don't care who they're going against. And it could still happen the next time they get together. Brickhouse puts a knee to the midsection of Wolfie D, and then a whip takes him out of reverse. Brickhouse into the corner, back down. Wolfie. You're going to go out and pick yourself up a substitute partner. You could do a whole lot worse than Wolfie D, because he's a good one.
He is indeed. I was just thinking, there is a bit of a disadvantage for Brian and Wolfie D simply because they're not used to working together as a tag team. And, of course, they're going against the tag champions and the Gambler and Brickhouse Brown. PG-13, of course, not happy that they are not the USWA Tag Team Champions. Maybe that's one reason both Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee, J.C. Ice, were so eager to volunteer to be partners with Brian to get another shot at the guys who took the belts away from them.
They were stunned when they lost the titles to the Gambler and the Brickhouse Brown. It happened right here on television. They waged a few bucks, $1,000 against $10, and ended up winning the match here. They couldn't believe that it happened, and so they are really smarting from a not too smart deal. Beautiful move as Wolfie came off, grabbed that head, DDT the Gambler right straight down into the mat. Tag goes to Brickhouse. Brian calling for the tag. He gets it, and he blocks a right hand. Comes back hard with his own super kick. Another one. Here comes Doug Gilbert. Here comes Tommy Rich. Look out.
You got basically 4 against 2 here. Brian Christopher's head run into the ring post by Tommy Rich. Doug Gilbert nails him with a right hand. Over to the other ring post. Boom! Brian bounces into that ring post, and there's Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich right after. In the ring, Brickhouse Brown and the Gambler keeping Wolfie D out of the action. Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert. Oh, look out. Here comes J.C. Ice. He's got Brickhouse Brown and the Gambler out of the ring. Now look out. Tommy and Doug jumping into the ring.
I don't think they know that they could be outnumbered. Look at this, because Rich and Gilbert never want to be on the short side of the numbers.
When they got it even, when it was basically 4 against 4, then they headed out of here. You might almost make it 5 against 4, though, because even though Bill Dundee's right arm is injured and he's not swinging it too well, he had a chair that he could use handily.
He knows how to swing that pretty well,
He
I can
does.
tell you. We're going to take time out. We're going to get this order restored, and we'll be back in just a moment.
The Arkansas Federal Visa MasterCard is now available to you.
I've got one.
You do not have to be rich and famous to carry this lowest rate credit card.
I have one too.
As shown in Money Magazine, the Arkansas Federal Visa MasterCard is ranked the #1 credit card in the country. Arkansas Federal is committed to being the #1 credit card, unlike other companies that try to lure you in by offering low interest rates and then automatically increasing them 5 to 10% after a few months.
I've got one too.
Arkansas Federal, in addition to the constant low interest rates, offers a 25-day grace period, balance transfer, up to $10,000 credit line, easy access to ATMs, 24-hour-a-day service. Get the real lowest rate credit card from Arkansas Federal. Call 1-800-477-3348 for your free application form. Stop paying more money than you should. Call 1-800-477-3348 to get your application sent to you today.
Call 1-800-340-0123 and you'll receive the IPO Show Information Package, a complimentary issue of the Opportunist magazine, providing the most in-depth coverage of information on initial public offerings. Call now and you'll also receive a month's free usage of the powerful online stock information service, Telescan. Call and receive a free listing of all IPOs that are currently in registration but have not yet gone public, as compiled by the IPO Network's research staff. And if you call now, we'll send you a prospectus for the IPO of the OTC Emerging Growth Fund, proud sponsor of the IPO Show. Call 1-800-340-0123 and receive the entire IPO Show Information Package absolutely free. And as an added bonus, we'll also send you a listing of the top 100 rated IPOs for 1993 and 1994.
You know something, huh?
I was just every time, Tommy Rich, you think, okay, everything is settled and it's going to go this way, and then the next thing you know, he's trying to get that advantage, the one-man advantage, the two-man. Here's Doug Gilbert comes out of here. Doug Gilbert not scheduled for anything today. Interview, not scheduled in a match, but all of a sudden, Rich has got him waiting in the back.
Yep. And he comes out here, and the first thing he did was powder Brian Christopher so they could beat up on Dundee. Then they come back out again, both of them, Rich and Gilbert, back out, involved in it. They had the advantage. When it got even, that's when they took off and split. You better believe that.
Yeah, and, you know, after hurting Bill Dundee, and then Bill was not able to wrestle, but he showed up with a chair, and that is what ended up getting Rich and Doug Gilbert out of here. All kind of things going on today. That partnership still amazing. I know it is to you. It is to me, too. The partnership that ended up between Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee. Two guys who just don't like each other.
Absolutely.
And they're tag team partners, and it occurred in the situation with that double ring elimination match.
Right.
That whoever was left in ring one were partners. Whoever left in ring two were partners. So it was Rich and Haller in one ring. Another strange pairing.
Oh, completely.
Against Dundee and Brian Christopher. And so reluctant partners, but they ended up together, and as a result, have some matches scheduled coming up.
You know, yeah, they do, and it's going to be interesting to see where most of the fighting takes place against their opponents or inside with each other. It could, in any minute, Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee could bust out into a single match right there. Went to see the tag team match, and a single match broke out, and that's that's what could happen. You know, another thing, we were talking about Rich and Gilbert and their attitude and all of that. Primetime Brian Lee. I just never have understood the mentality of guys like this. Here's a guy who was totally capable, big, strong, excellent wrestler, gets out here, whoop, got to have that little ego booster, got me ahead of security, and he's got to be around. That Jimmy Harris always was something to get interfering in a match.
Well, and then today, I mean, he's going against a young wrestler, a good fight, a guy who's got a lot of fight, no doubt about it, in Corey Williams, but really overmatched when it comes to primetime Brian Lee. I mean, Brian Lee does have the belt after all. Brian Lee wins the match rather handily, but that's not enough. He's got to take that foreign object from the head of security and pound young Corey Williams there, who's already lost the match, and it's that sort of thing that makes you lose respect, Frank. And then he comes out here claiming to be a people's champion.
Yeah, a people's champion. Well, he is going to fight the winner of an elimination match and defend the title and all of that. Big deal. That's what he's supposed to do. But anyhow, we could sit here and moan and groan and carry on and enjoy, and we do enjoy, and we're planning on doing it next week again. So I think it's time for us to get out of here.
I agree.
For Corey Macklin and Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.